Enkosi kakhulu for all the love that you guys have been expressing. I shared 2 videos around the Langa My Love project. I didn't expect such a positive response, and I'm really appreciative. And thank you to everyone that's reached out to say they know some of the people on the images, some expressing how they used to play netball, Kwa-Langa, and so forth. And so, big love, man. Thank you so much. So namhlanje I want to talk about a hip-hop crew from Kwa-Langa called Immortal Killers. 6 years ago, IMK and I filmed a spontaneous documentary. I was sitting at home and I got the urge to just get up. It was this one Friday. Had just come back from work. I got up and decided to just go see where they were, and they were hanging out at one of their members' house, Osimpiwa, who doesn't live too far from Ekaya, by N2. That's where they were hanging out, playing games, you know, doing what they do, rapping, listening to their music. They had just released a project called Brotherhood, and I was talking to them about like what it is really they do as the IMK and what the intention is with the art and the music. And I really got some profound answers from the young men, man. Like Uvuyo expressed like quite a few, you know, like points that I didn't expect. Number one, from Bona.
There's one thing I can tell you. In the black communities, nobody wants to see anybody progress. So if you're doing something different, they immediately judge you, you know. They think, now you're strong. It's not about that. It's about setting a standard for yourself. You want to progress as a person. And in order for you to do that, you need to act the part, you know. You need to present yourself by, yo, I want you to come to my show. I want you to buy a ticket from me. So in order for you to do that,
that time it showed that their level of thinking was like very mature. I was surprised, because I was surprised. I don't know why I was surprised, but yeah, Amajita were on it, man. Like, these guys, they organized themselves. Number one, the group had a manager. These people were bagging sponsorship for themselves. They were selling merchandise, even before I thought of selling merchandise. So I learned a lot from the IMK during that time. And the other thing that stood out for me about them was like their brotherhood, something so beautiful that they carried out. Even like they were still together. Even when some of them, when the rule is don't like hang out with boys once you come back from the mountain. I hope you guys don't kill me for saying that, but yeah, that's one of the rules that I know of. So, but these guys, like, they made it a point that they took care of one another or each other, even in between all of that and during that phase, up until everyone progressed to manhood.
We're trying to build a brand into a brand that when you buy something, you're just not buying something as you're buying it to wear it, you're buying it to support something. You know? It's like a fund. Like when you're supporting a trust fund, that's our business model. Like we're supporting ourselves and our families. And you know what? The most thing we're doing is doing it for the hood. The business model is for the hood, and all that we grow ourselves while we're growing our hood.
Also at a time when I personally didn't think that I was ready to film music videos. These guys were on my ass, man. They'd come to my house, you know, they'd ask me to like, I remember the first time they came to my house, they asked if I could make images of them for, I think, just like artist images that they needed. And we made some sick images on the rooftop at one of the blocks by N2 Gateway. It's just testament of how vigorous they were in attaining some of the goals that they had set for themselves. Also, like the people that they had identified at the time, well, I wouldn't approach me. I don't know how they approached me, but yeah, man, like that for me was like, it stood out. The fact that they could identify who can contribute positively and get them to the next step. There were many crews at the time that were coming up, but for me, because I was from Kwa-Langa, I really knew a lot about the IMK, and I had spent like some time with them. We've taken pictures together. There's a picture in particular that I came across when I was doing my research. On that day we had walked over to a 90s park. It's a skate park, and we made some images there. It's a colored area. The only thing that separates Ulanga and the 90s park is like this bridge. It's a walk bridge, a foot bridge that you cross over. So yeah, we crossed that bridge and went to go make the images. We made quite a few dope images. Plus Xola was like a big thing, Kwa-Langa, so it was nice for me to hone in on a hip-hop crew that didn't live far from Ekaya and that was open and trusted me to work with them. So shout out to IMK, man, for trusting me with your visuals at some point, for seeing and believing that I could film your videos as well. Trusting me with your photographs for the crew. Highly appreciated, man. I hope in the near future we can do more. Believing that you guys will come together again to release an IMK comeback EP.
As a black person, it's hard at the same time because no way as co-hand given, I'll go spoon fed easily. You have to go get everything that you need.